all of the talk around the next major being on LAN, as well as OpTic's performance in the Stage 3 major, does indeed have me very excited for when we move forward to Stage 4. But how do OpTic go on to finally become a top team this year? Because let's face it, this is OpTic Gaming, and so far they've had 4th, top 6, and 4th again. And this is definitely not the kind of level that you would want to see this team at. In this video, we're going to break down exactly where I think that they're going wrong and how I think that they can fix it. Very quickly though, before we head into that, I just want to remind you guys that this is Reverse Sweep Round 11, presented by USAA Insurance. Let's be real honest here, OpTic fans. Let's be real frank about something and talk about that Stage 3 major and whether or not they have actually improved. They beat the LA Gorillas, a very weakened Dallas side, and the Florida Mutineers. Do either of those victories say to you that they have actually seen any movement forward? Because the one really informed team that they went on to play, the Toronto Ultra, they did go on to lose. And you can talk about Game 5 Round 11s all you want, but at the end of the day, it is still a loss to another top half team. And this is where I feel that they're really struggling. Over the course of the season, they have 5 wins and 8 losses against teams that are in the top half of the table, according to CDL points. They're slightly positive in hard points, slightly negative in the controls, and it's the search and destroy that really does hamper them. They're considerably negative on those across the season. That negative search and destroy record really does come into show as well when you consider that they've lost 3 out of the 4 Game 5s that they've played. For me as well, the most alarming thing is actually since the start of Stage 2, they've only beaten 1 team in the top half of the table, and it is one thing as well to sit here and say, oh, they beat Dallas Empire, the defending champions. There's another thing entirely to say that they beat Dallas Empire, a team that right now look like they do not know what they are doing. If we break it down into modes from that start of Stage 2 against top half teams, they're currently on 5 wins and 7 losses in the hard point. Dashy putting up some considerable numbers, as you would expect. Envoy negative, whereas Formal and Scump sit just either side of the even marker. When we come to Search and Destroy, they're on 4 wins and 5 losses. This is an improvement from how they were looking throughout the early parts of the season, showing that they have picked it up there, but it is still a negative record. And it's actually interesting to note that all 4 players are positive in this mode. We do know that KD isn't everything, but just to briefly overview, it gives us a bit of a picture. And this is good to see. This is definitely something that we all called them out on the start of the season. They are making adjustments and seeing some better results for it. But in the control, they are really struggling. They're 2 wins, 5 losses. The big heavy hitter, the big slayer in Dashy is only at a 1.06. Formal looks much better in this mode, but their SMG duo are really struggling. And next we come to the map pool. You've got to widen your map set. You need to be more versatile against these higher end teams, and this isn't something that they've really gone on to fix. In fact, the situation could get even worse yet. In Hardpoint, the only positive maps that they have against the top half are in Checkmate and Garrison, leaving them basically stuck to those 2 maps. In Search and Destroy, they had Checkmate, but that is coming out, and in will go Standoff. Now, we obviously have no way to know how they will be at Standoff, but that effectively tells us that in Search and Destroy, they do not have a positive map against the better sides.
Now we have Standoff from Black Ops 2 S tier. I agree.
Yeah. We're going to be playing that map soon.
Yeah.
And in Control, they do not have a positive map, showing just how much they have struggled since the start of Stage 2. So where is it then that they go on to fix? Well, again, they've got to pick up that map set. They have to get better at it. The second thing is definitely to allow themselves to be that free-flowing respawn team. Again, they are definitely losing a little bit of that firing power, that edge that they showed at the start of Stage 1. The kind of edge that they've not really had since BZ pieced them on Moscow all the way back when.
BZ is going to get a key kill over towards the next hard point. BZ actually going to get 2. BZ's actually going to get 3. Are you kidding me? BZ.
And the third and final thing, quite frankly, is to get Dashy back to being effectual on the map. I know he's got great KDs. We can sit and talk about his KD all the way through, but I feel like there's something here with Dashy that just doesn't add up. I just wonder how effectual some of these kills actually are. Are they done in big rotations for big hills and big moments, or are they just done to kind of boost the stats a little bit. Not necessarily because he's trying to, but just because he's ego challenging everything and not thinking about that more tactical position sometimes. I just have that question in my mind. I have around his playstyle for a long time, and this year has done nothing to abide that. I do want to say that a lot of my content is relatively negative around OpTic at the minute, and I know that a lot of people aren't going to like that, but quite frankly, OpTic are a fantastic team, whether it be from the organization, the players on that side, or its fan base as a whole. And myself, along with a lot of the people in the Call of Duty League, just want to see them frying again. And I do feel that talking about that Stage 3 major as if it suddenly fixed all their problems is completely wrong and borderline delusional, if I'm quite honest. And what needs to happen is they need to come out and beat those top teams to truly be considered in the championship discussions.